Right, so down past North Middleton farm, which is this one here, and then down past those two cottages joined together. Then just keep going along the road until you get to the river ford that I drove over first thing this morning. But that lad with the dog on a leader was just in this bottom field here trying to train it. But it wasn't a collie dog, it was just a normal, looked like a mongrel, which I found strange. Because normally the trained collie dogs for to do the sheep herding. Right up on the grass, a little bit softer on the foot. So obviously this is the area where the corral the sheep had to shear them, I would imagine. These wooden corrals here. And the stables for the horses are at the back end. Right, so take note of all the downcomers, the gutters, the doors of all the buildings, gates, all red for a reason. Red is the colour for Freemasons. The first one I passed this, I thought it was an outside toilet. WC, water closet. I've rigged up an outside tap there. Fresh eggs, hen eggs £1.50 for half a dozen, duck eggs £3. Right, so this is where you see the sign on the side of the wall, North Middleton Farm. All the doors are red, the guttering's red, the downcomers are red. Even in the cottage on there, it's all red. And even these two cottages next door to each other, all painted red on the gutterings and downcomers and the eaves of the roof. I've got to bring the satellite dish to the fence here so it can get a reception. There's a kid's swing off the tree here on the corner. Oh, I've just got a strong smell of comfort where you put your washing for to soften your clothes. Just getting a real powerful whiff of that kind of smell. Right, so I've just got to drop down the bank to Cold Water Mill, the house that you can rent out to stay on the right hand side of the road at the dip, just before you go out on the ford. So I've got to walk down to that, keep to the left and go over the footbridge and then turn left again, then start walking through the forestry along the track. So I've got to do a little bit of road bashing now. Right, so there's a bit of a ditch here at the front of the windows, the gate, sorry, so they've had to put these little concrete pathways to go across to get around the houses. over this ditch that's full of green gooey water. So as you can see, the garage doors are all painted red. Everything's red. So the A697 Coldstream Road is over there, run left and right. So you come along the A697 Coldstream Road, you look for the sign to point north and south Middleton. You come along the road, and then there's a fork in the road that you come to. If you go left, it takes it to South Middleton Farm, but you keep right and come round here, and it brings you down this way to go to the ford. Once again, we're going underneath the pylons, the electrical lines. So I'll be driving back up here over the ford, back past North Middleton Farm, bend round to the left, and then just go back over there to the 697, turn right, then start heading back towards Morpeth, going home. This bit of the journey is a bit of pain in the ass as well, because you're walking on a road. Boring. But if you look ahead, you can see the pylons going right along the road where it keeps going towards Wooler town centre. If you follow the pylons right along this track, so you drive over the ford. If you keep on going all the way, don't turn off left or right, it takes you into Wooler town centre. Right, so here's another house that you drive past on the way in here. We've got this big camper van and Scania truck. Right, so the road drops downhill now to go to the ford. Drops you down to cold water. Cottages at the bottom. I don't know if it's like I don't think it's a bed and breakfast. I think it's like cottages that you can hire out to stay, because there's quite a few of them joined together, and they did have pamphlets and leaflets in a box that you can take one when you walk past to advertise the property, obviously with a booking number to ring. Let's just pan round now and have a look. Right, so you can see the painted red doors of the cottages up there. So I'll be coming back up this road, keep left and keep left again, and then just drive right along the road, past where those bridge ramp, the old ramp pods are, which used to be the old railway line across there. Drive through them, and then turn right onto the A697 Coldstream Road again. Then just drive down back through Powerburn, then along Horsley, along Framlington on the way back home, then on the E1 at Morpeth, turn right and head back along towards the Metro Centre. Past the Metro Centre, past the industrial estate, Angel of the North, then drop down onto the 1231 and then back along towards Whitemare Pool roundabout on the A194M, and then A194 going into South Shields. Right, so as you can see, it's all downhill going towards the ford. Right, there's not a lot of traffic comes up and down here. There's just farmers and other hikers coming down to do the same work as I'm doing and parking up in the area I have. So the roads are pretty quiet. Then all of a sudden there's no traffic at all, and then every man and his dog comes along, every farm on these quad bike tracks, and then loads of cars come along getting towards dinner time. People coming out to do a hike when the weather's dry like this. So there's your cold water cottages down there where people come to stay on the right. And it's got an old grinding millstone in the side of the wall embedded in. Right, so you can see the triangular sign straight ahead, look, 75 yards. That's telling you the ford's up and coming. But I'll be bearing off to the left there and then heading over the wooden foot, it's not wooden, it's heavy duty concrete base footbridge across the river. So I'm looking straight ahead and you can see the road goes up over the ford and bends around to the right going uphill. That's where I drove this morning to get down here. Right, so you can quite clearly see the word ford on that red triangle. So for anybody who does like to drive through water or a bit fearful, what you've got to do is you continue along the A697 Coldstream Road and you actually go into Wooler, and then you turn left at the pub, I forget what it's called, and you come along from the opposite direction and you just follow the pylons right away along here, then turn right and go up that way. So you don't have to drive over this river ford. Well, it's alright, it's a very wide, thick concrete ford, and the water's not that deep, so it's easy to drive through. But like I say, there will be people that panic doing something like that. Yeah, women drivers, not confident drivers. They'll be thinking, no, I'm not going to drive over there. I may get the car washed away. Right, so there's a sign on the entrance wall. Coldgate Mill. So I'm going to be walking right along here now through the tree line, and the river's running down and there's loads of waterfalls. There's a guy cutting his lawns. He's sitting on lawnmower. Aye, so it's got a sign there, the green and white, Coldgate Mill Holiday Cottages. Right, so just before you go down the bank into the water, you go across the left and cross over the footbridge. So I think that's the cottages that you stay in there, just them ones there, and that's their house with all the solar panels on the roof. And there's your ford. I drove over this morning. The roads are always wet because obviously the wheels carry the water when you drive through it, and they end up going halfway up the bank, look, and eventually it all dries out till the next cars that come along. But as you can see, it's not deep, and the ford is really wide, so you can drive over, but it's big holes right just before you hit the ramp, and then as you go up the other side, just take your time so you don't hit your exhaust as you go up the ramp, and then you'll be fine. Just drive over nice and slow. Right, so this is Cold Water River, and when it goes over the ford it becomes Wooler Water. Right, so this bridge is wooden handrails, but the base is solid concrete, so it's a strong bridge to walk over the top of. Right, so this is the river that I pointed out when I'm walking across the top on the way around, and I says you can see the second half of the river looking down at the valleys. Well, this is the water that's coming along past the bottom valleys, and then it's going down there, it bends round to the left and starts going along towards Wooler past the caravan site. Start the caravans. Right, so this is where I start getting interested in the water again, because